Hello my listener, my name is Ambrose. Today we are going to continue our series of lecture in computer basic, or people also refer it as elementary of computer. Today in our previous lecture we dwell on copy, paste and cut and we invented it. Today we are going to talk about different lecture, and we are starting from introduction to computer set or parts. Alright, these are not all the computer parts. All the computer parts cannot fully explain in this course, but I am going to introduce some of the computer parts or computer set to you. Alright, this one is called monitor, this one is called keyboard, and this one is called CPU. People also refer it to the brain of the computer, or people also refer it as a processing unit. Okay, then this one is referred as the mouse. This one is external speaker. Why I call it external speaker? Because some laptop, that means some laptop or some desktop, some of them comes with a internal speaker, while some of them also did not come with internal speaker. Okay, also the same thing. So if you want the speaker to be more louder, you can go ahead and that's why this external speaker we have here, because the internal speaker is not more loud as the external that we have here. Okay, this one is the external speaker. Okay, I'm going to take the lecture one after the other. Okay, I'm going to start from monitor. After monitor, then I go to mouse, how to use mouse. After mouse, I'll go to keyboard, and after keyboard we'll go to CPU. So just try as much as possible to listen to this very video. If you are new to this our channel, please don't just watch the video, just do me a favor, just click on subscription button. I'm grateful. Just click on subscription button. Thank you very much. Alright, thank you for your listening. So let's start. We are going to talk about, I'm starting from the monitor. So what do I mean by monitor? I'm going to give you definition and its functions, okay, in this very video. Monitor is an output, not input, sorry. It's an output device that enable the user. The user can be you, it can be me, the user, to communicate with our CPU. Remember I told you that this one is called CPU. Okay, it enables the user to communicate with our CPU. So this one is called monitor. What do I mean by monitor? You may hire me as a nanny, or so that you'll be paying me. Me taking care of your children can also be referred as monitor. So monitor in another layman language simply means help me to monitor something, help me to monitor my children. Okay, that is what I mean by monitor. Okay, people also refer it as VDU, okay, which means visual display unit. So this is the definition of the monitor I can give to you. So the monitor helps the user. The user can be you, it can be me, it can be Ambrose, it can be Amechi, whatever. So the user can be you who is watching this movie. As long as you sat down in your office and you are using your computer, those things, those information you are seeing in your screen of this monitor, those information is not really inside this monitor, is inside this CPU. Okay, please take note, and please take note too, this is not the main computer. This is the main computer where everything is being processed, except you are using what we call dual computer. That means the CPU and the monitor are being combined together. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain to you now is that this one is called monitor. All the information that is processing inside this very CPU are being displayed in this place. Okay, this is what called monitor. So any information that you see in your screen, are you getting now? All those information, they are inside this very CPU. So that's why we call it monitor. So it helps the user to access information that's inside the CPU. Okay, so this is the definition of the monitor. So monitor is an output, it's not an input. Okay, but just to balance it, some monitor can be input. That is, some monitor, in case you have laptop, some of the screen monitor can sometimes, because of our new technology, can be input at the same time. It can be input at the same time. It can also be output. Okay, that means you can use your you can use your screen, this very screen, to input information into it. You can touch it and the thing responds. So that means by some monitor can also serve as an input and output at the same time. But this one I'm using to describe is not an input, is an output. Okay, but I'm just trying to balance this very lecture because of our new technologies. All right, so monitor is an output device that enable the user to communicate with our CPU, and people also refer it as VDU. And VDU means visual. Okay, visual display, okay, unit, in case you are not really aware. So that I mean by V represent visual, D represent display unit. So it display every single unit that is being processed, that is being or processing inside our CPU. Okay, so let's see the function of the monitor. Function of monitor. Let's take it one after the other. One of the number one function of monitor, it helps. Let me use this word. It serve as the eye bulb. Okay, serve as the eye bulb of the computer system, or serve as the eye bulb or to the user, whoever that is using it. So the monitor serve as the eye bulb, or it serve as the eye bulb to the computer system, or it serve as the eye bulb to the user, whoever that is using it. So sometimes, even when this monitor we are talking about, when things are going wrong within the computer system, it is the responsibility of this monitor to tell you that something is wrong, or the booting process is not complete, or whatever. So if your monitor is not actually power on, you will not be able to see the complete booting process that's inside this very our CPU. So this one of the function of the monitor. Okay, so another function of the monitor again. Now, number 2, it display. Let me bring this thing down so that you see it very well. Is to display, or let me use it display. Display information. Display information processed by the computer or computer card, whatever. Okay, so now every information that is actually processing in this very computer, it is the responsibility of this monitor to display it for us. Remember I told you that whenever things are wrong within the computer system, it is the responsibility of this very monitor to show us. Are you getting me now? So another major function of this very monitor, like what I'm doing now, I'm using my screen to type. So assuming the screen is not, I don't have monitor, I will not be able to see the information that the computer, this very one, is processing. So that's why I say it display information processed by the monitor. So after the information has been processed, you display it. Just imagine we human don't have our eye. How do you think we can be able to walk? So with the help of our eye, we can be able to know the direction that we are going. So this is the actual function of this very monitor. Okay. All right. Then remember what I told you, that this very monitor is not actually the main computer. The major function of this very monitor is to enable the user to access information that inside the CPU. Let's jot that one. Number 3, it enable almost the same thing as the function 1, but I just like to add it. It enable the user to gain access to those information that is inside the CPU. Okay, which is this very one now. So with the help of this very monitor now, we can be able to gain access to those information that is inside this very CPU. Okay, so this one is not really the main computer. All right, this one is the main computer. Every single thing that is being processed, every single thing that is processing is being processed inside this very what we call CPU. So whatever we are doing now, this one is like a father, while this one is like a mother. All right, but all the unit we have on our screen now, all the computer part unit we have, these are not all the computer part to place. I'm just trying to introduce the computer set. These are not all the computer parts. So all the units we have here, all of them has their own responsibility. They have their own, that is, they work as interdependent. If you bought this one in your office and you don't have this one, you cannot go to, the task has not been completed, except you have a monitor that you purchase. This recent monitor that we have recently now, we call it dual, and it work, all the monitor and the CPU is being built together. All right, they build them together. Okay, so we refer it as dual computer. Okay, because once the monitor is bad, you have to change the screen. So there is also a disadvantage between this one and the other one. Disadvantage is that when this very monitor, this one, if this one is bad, you can go ahead and go and purchase another CPU. But why this one is bad, you already know that you use another one to troubleshoot it, or use another one to test it, whether is it this one that is actually bad or this very one. Okay, so why this one is the monitor. So all the information that is processing our computer system, this is not where all those information reside. This one just help us to monitor every single thing that is going on in our CPU. Okay, so that is one of the major function of our monitor. Okay, please take note, that is the major function of our monitor. Number 1, I told you that it serves as the eye bulb of the computer system, or to the user, whoever that is using it. Then 2, it display information processed by the user. Okay, then 3, it enable the user to gain access to those information that is inside the CPU. And then lastly, it also display soft copy information. It display soft copy information. Okay, it displays soft copy information to the user, whoever that is using it. So that is one of the major function of this monitor. I believe you understand what I mean by monitor now. Okay, in case you don't understand, just try as much as possible to play back the video and or you rewind it in order for you to gain more understanding about what I mean by monitor. Okay, now let me also add more thing to you regarding this monitor, or let me use the word this desktop. This one is called desktop computer. Now it could be that you that's watching me out there, you are using laptop, while me myself I'm using desktop to explain. Now this very desktop, there is no much slight difference between desktop and laptop. The difference is that the slight difference in view of what I notice is that this one, the movement of this one, that is this one, the cost of moving this one cannot be compared. That is the cost of moving this one, moving this desktop cannot be compared to the laptop. Okay, it's movable, but the cost of moving it cannot be compared to laptop. All right, because of what? All the components, all the units are being separated from each other. But in case you must have seen laptop, now in laptop all the units are being compacted, they are in one form. That is all the, if it's laptop, if you are using laptop, are you getting now to carry out your practice, all the units they are in one particular form. Are you getting now? That is, none of them is separated from each other. So this one is called desktop computer, and why this one, the other one I just said, which is laptop, is referred as laptop computer. So this one is always on the desk. This one is always on the desk. That is, for you to use it, you have to assemble it and make sure that everything is get set on your desk. Why the other one, you can move it to any point of the edge of the house or of the edge of your wall while you are using it. So for you to use this one, is that this very unit, all the unit must be on the desk, a comfortable place where you can to access it. Why the other one, why the other one is not compulsory. The other one, you can move it to any point. You can, if somebody is even distracting you for what you are doing, or if you are in a noisy place, you can move it to any corner of the environment while you are operating. So the cost of moving this one cannot be compared to laptop. Okay, the cost of moving this one cannot be compared to laptop. So that's what I mean by some of the slight difference between laptop and okay, so that is just a slight difference between the two. That is what I mean by, and let me take that one off and just write it here. We have what to call laptop. This is what I mean by the laptop. Okay, so there's a slight difference. You can go online in case you are new to it and go ahead and search. I believe laptop is not actually new electronics to us. Okay, so this is where we are going to stop for this very introduction to computer set or part. In our next video, please don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to continue from this very mouse. Okay, we're going to continue from mouse. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, stay safe and remain blessed. All right, see you in our next video.